Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Governor, for being here. I'm excited about having you here. In your testimony, you talk a little bit about the accomplishments of the federal government recently. You're not complimentary. You mentioned that the administration has rolled back the Clean Power Plan that has poised to transition our grids into the 21st century, attacked fuel economy and clean car standards that have saved lives and lowered consumer costs, gutting modest standards that would have lowered methane leaks in the oil and gas industry. I don't think that gets enough attention. And increasing illegal rules to bring back inefficient equipment and appliances that cost consumers money. You might have also mentioned that we withdrew from the Paris Agreement and a number of other things that have gone in the wrong direction. Assuming we could get back to zero and deal with all those things, what would be your priorities for federal action if we got back in the game in a significant way?
Well, let me just follow up on what you said. It's important to get back to, quote, zero, because zero, we were making progress. These things you rattle off are extremely important, extremely effective, and they're not small things. Right. And I believe they can be done through executive action of whoever's in the office in the future, and should be. And I think they flow, the current president's policies on this have flowed from a really dangerous pessimism about our ability to build a clean energy economy. I think there's too much fear about this, and I think if we look at the success we've had, we've seen that these things actually work. When I heard the president the other day saying that, you know, your television will turn off if the wind doesn't blow, I don't know why someone has not explained to him the existence of batteries. I don't, you know, batteries run tweets, so I don't know why you couldn't understand batteries can run your grid. And in fact, we're making huge progress in the ability to do that. And not just electric batteries. We have pump storage that is now, there's a pump storage program that can put hundreds and thousands of people to work in central Washington. So I think we have to have a little more optimism, and if we do follow the can-do spirit of America, we will embrace these executive actions. But going forward, I would suggest that the things that the states are doing very successfully are things that are template for success federally. That includes a 100% electrical grid goal for our electrical grid. It includes a clean fuel standard for our transportation fuels. It includes a very, very significant expansion of our federal research and development and a whole slew of technologies. Right. When I was sitting where you were, I noted that we spent more money developing one kind of Jeep than we did in the entire clean energy research budget of the United States. And when you have an existential threat, which is of the equivalent of a world war in some sense, you ought to have an R&D budget that in fact does that. We have shown that increased our building codes to be consistent with the existing building technology can be very effective, and we're hopefully going to pass a bill at my legislature this year that will upgrade our building codes so we don't waste energy at all. Investments in infrastructure are extremely important. We've had $70 billion of transportation infrastructure in my state that are putting thousands of people to work. 70% of that is in public transportation, which is low carbon systems. So building an infrastructure program, which I would hope Congress would do soon, and making sure a significant part of it goes to reduce our carbon footprint in transportation is extremely important. Assistance to consumers and small businesses for some of the capital needs to get these technologies in our hands is very, very useful. What we know is that most of these technologies, if you do an investment of $10, you save $80 on your costs over the lifetime of your program. Don't hold me to those numbers. This is just a hypothetical for the moment. But the point is, once you can get a little capital that allows the initial investment, you save money over the lifetime of your investment. All of these things as a suite of policies, in some part, are being placed in states around the country. The RGGI program has been very successful.
I'd say the particular thing you raised, which is not being done and probably can't be done by states, is the research part of it. And I would say,
yeah, I think that's where maybe the federal government could be most important, right. Having the financial resources that the federal government does, and having a unified R&D program nationally, I think would be extremely important.
Do you believe it's important for the federal government to be involved in in making sure that the grid is interoperable state to state? Is that important?
Yes, it's extremely important, and we also want to have develop policies so that we can move renewable energy to its most productive usage, and the federal government can be helpful in that interplay with different grid systems, and I would love to talk to you about that.
Love to. My time has expired. Thank you,
you.
Governor.